welcome to a session on performance excellence. Dr. Robin Mann has a sense of humor, so he gives me a very complicated title. Quality improvement, benchmarking, innovation for performance excellence. And it's going to be a challenge for me. So let's get started. Who defines quality? Can I hear from you? Who defines quality? You say customer now, but in the 50s and 60s you would have said industry standards. Customer. Oh, this is going a little. Who is the final inspector? Getting the hang of it, right? Who pays your salary? Have you got the message? So where is the customer in this organization? It's going all over. I'm doing nothing and it's changing. Yeah. Okay, a little replay. Who pays your salary? Customer. We're organized in silos. And these silos have names: purchase, operations, marketing. Where is your customer? Customers out there. Customers out of the organization and receives output of work that flows horizontally to the customer. You have to manage that work that goes horizontally. We call it process. And I'm going to share with you how to manage a process. On the x-axis, we have time. On the y-axis, we have bad quality, the cost of poor quality. Quality planning happens before we start operations. And once we start operations, there are tolerance bands. And there's a cardiogram that tells you, are we in control? Below that control level is a lot of chronic waste. It's been budgeted for. We budget for failures. We budget for failures even in support processes, recruitment, purchasing, maintenance, and so on. This is what we call the cost of poor quality, and our task is to get rid of it, for which we need to work project by project on quality improvement. So the three processes that you need to do, managerial process, to manage a process within an organization is quality planning, quality control, quality improvement. I'd like to expand on quality planning. There are 10 steps in that. The first is, who is the customer? The second is, what are the customer needs? Can you translate the needs into product features? You benchmark the product features. And you set best-in-class product goals, feature by feature. You then need to know what process features do we need, the how. How are we going to make it happen? What are the features we need? You do benchmarking of process features. We call them best practices. And you set best-in-class process goals. You need to optimize the costs. The cure should not cost more than the disease. And you therefore define the capability of your process. Process capability is to quality planning what budget is to financial planning. With an ill-defined budget, can you be sure of your profit? With an incapable process, can you be sure of customer satisfaction? Quality planning, therefore, you set the standard based on your understanding of customer needs. Quality control, you maintain the standard. And quality improvement, you challenge the standard. You got to make a habit of challenging the standard, and you will be on the track of improvement. Our aim is faster, better, cheaper. Faster, better, cheaper. If you can give me, through an improvement, faster, better, cheaper, then we're doing it right. So what is innovation? Innovation is simplification. It is so easy to complicate a process and so difficult to simplify it. In innovation, you set very aggressive goals, halve the cycle time of a process, for example. And if you have to halve it, it's not incrementally 10% or 10%, 10%. You have to think differently. You've got to think with your right brain, the creative side of your brain. Most of us as adults believe we are logical people. Is that right? We are all very logical people, and we take great pride in that. I'd like to remind you that you were once a child, and you have observed your children probably. Which brain do they start using? Oops. I don't know what's happening. Is someone controlling it from there? Okay. A child has a left brain and a right brain. It starts using the right brain to communicate very effectively. Unfortunately, we parents send that child to school. And in school, the reward and recognition is for being very logical. Mathematics, science, these are big scoring subjects. And so the creativity goes into a latent mode. Now we are telling you, bring this creativity out. Ideate. Ideate, harvest the ideas, and make an innovative solution. So we need to do, I'm doing nothing and it's changing. Very innovative. Faster, better, cheaper, and different. That's what we need to do with innovation. Today, life cycles of products are shrinking. You don't have the luxury of continual improvement, project by project by project. You have to think innovatively. And to think innovatively, there are creativity tools. Creativity tools which awaken the child in you, who's unafraid to ask questions, give ideas. Become a child. You learn to innovate. So let's go to performance excellence. We've seen improvement, we've seen innovation, we have seen quality control. How does all this fit in, and where's benchmarking? Any performance excellence criteria would be structured around some of the basics. Customer focus. That has to be the center. Leadership. Walk your talk. Show me how you deploy the values of your organization. Show me how you govern your organization. Show me what you as a leader are doing for the environment. What are you doing for your people? Strategic planning, often mistaken to be long-term planning. Strategic planning is a vision deployment exercise. And in vision deployment, the vision is collectively owned by the leaders for a 5-year time horizon, 3-year time horizon, while they'll be together. What stands between you and the vision are tiger hills. These tiger hills have to be attacked with strategic goals. The strategic goals require that you work on certain projects. The projects may be improvement projects, innovation projects, benchmarking projects, re-engineering projects. Data, information, knowledge. Data is raw facts. When data is analyzed with tools, you get information. When information is used, you get experience and knowledge. And to know when to use your knowledge is true wisdom. Now, mature organizations manage knowledge. Normally, knowledge is resident in individuals and it migrates with people as they move from one department to another or to a different location or to a different job. The knowledge belongs to the organization. It needs to be managed. This knowledge is a foundation for also benchmarking. Workforce focus. In my earlier session, I did talk about it's the only asset of an organization that appreciates and value. All others depreciate. We need to know how to manage an appreciating asset. Operations focus, which is nothing but quality planning, quality control, quality improvement, which generates results. Results are more than half the weightage. What comes first when you analyze an organization? Results. Effectiveness comes first. Then you look at how did you achieve that effectiveness. It could have been a leadership practice, it could have been strategy practice, it could have been any of these requirements. This is why best practices need to be managed in your knowledge base in the same categories as your performance excellence. Then you will know how to manage. Now, where does innovation fit in? Where does benchmarking fit in? Cross-industry benchmarking is a wonderful way to ignite your right brain. An example that I'd like to mention again and again is a hospital in South India that did cataract surgeries only. And for a very modest population who couldn't afford to pay. It wanted the highest productivity in cataract surgeries. Who did they benchmark? McDonald's, Pizza Hut. They got ideas from there. They borrowed them, they adapted them, they innovated upon it and brought it back. And today, it is a global benchmark for productivity and throughput in cataract surgeries, using ordinary people to do extraordinary work. The oldest recorded evidence of benchmarking is when the European generals in the First World War had to move from one location to another and be ready for battle the next day, carrying their horses, their vans, their food, their people, their army. Who did they benchmark? A circus in America, which had similar characteristics. The circus goes from town to town and is ready for the show. They learned best practices from a circus. So in conclusion, I'm going to now give you a compass to navigate performance excellence. Quality is customer delight. Would you agree? It's not just satisfaction. I have to get a wow. The wow comes from the features of my offering that should be free from deficiencies. The features, if they are right, and I'm first in the market, I can rule the price and I can capture the market share by just being first. When I free my process from deficiencies, the waste comes down, warranty costs come down, cycle time comes down. Put those earlier two together, you get revenues that go up. Put these three together, costs come down. On the left is higher quality costs more. When you add more features, there will be an additional cost. On the right, if I remove the wasteful activity in my processes through improvements and innovations, higher quality will cost less. On the left is a quality planning. On the right is quality improvement. Put them together, you improve your profit margins. You become more competitive. You can outbid anybody and still make profit in a deal. Now we have return on investment as an index in financial management. If you were given a minute to assess an organization, what would you look at? Cycle time. Cycle time also benefits. I've been ejected. Thank you very much. Allow me my last slide. So what are the challenges ahead? Product life cycles are shrinking. Attention spans of people are shrinking. Your leaders don't have the time to listen to you even. 7 minutes and it's done. Your customers are getting digitized. You're not seeing them. These are challenges. And you're seeing more and more of robotic process automation. Just entering Abu Dhabi airport was a pleasure. The robotics had taken over. And I had no anxious moments, I just came out. It was a delight. Thank you very much.